Welcome back. This will be the second part following the first part of the manual selection of Subframe Selector in the 1 to 12 part Absolute Beginners Pix and Sight series. So now we're going to look at weights and expressions. So open up Subframe Selector. We'll get our files. And like before, we're going to measure them. We're going to set our image scale to 90. And our gain is 0.31 based on the fits header of a single file, 12-bit. I'm going to add my directory right away. New approved. Don't change anything. Apply global. This will take a minute. Once that's done, we're going to enter a weighting. We'll apply that, and then we'll start on approvals. So, the weight. I looked around the internet, looked for the best that I could find, and it is this formula that we're going to use. I will put the link to that notepad for these expressions, approvals, and weighting. The link will probably be to Dropbox or Google Drive, so you don't have to pause and write this out. Okay, so what is this saying? I'm no expert on this, but if I understand this right, in the weight, we're going to tell Pix and Sight's table to use the full weight half maximums, minimum values, maximum values within the standard deviation, and apply that weight to the full width half maximum. In other words, anything above and below should be left out. Eccentricity minus eccentricity min and max, same things. Within -1, +1, apply that. The third is PSF flux, or you can use stars minus stars min, and then stars max minus stars min. And that will give you the results of above and below the median values. Here it says of -1. -1 being below, +1 being above. Not sure what the 20 times 20 times 20 plus 40 is, but I believe it has to add up to 100. So 20, 40, 60 plus 40 is 100 for a total of 1.0, I believe. So let's shrink that. Let's apply that and hopefully it doesn't fail. Keep an eye on this weight list. The numbers should change. Okay, and they have. Let's change index to weight. Change descending to ascending. And now we have, on frame 74, a weight of 5.7. And the highest weight is 8.68 at frame 74, 14, not 74, 36. So now the fun part. Instead of doing like we did in the last video and doing things manually, we're going to use approval expressions. And it kind of goes like this. Full weight half maximum greater than. So now you have to change your graph to full weight half maximum. Look at the blue histogram, if you want to call it, and find a peak that is above 2 standard deviations from the median. So this lighter gray. So if I stop here, I have 403, 406, 434, 458. So I would assume 403. Let's try 4.0. If I did this right, these top 4 or 5 frames will be rejected. Perfect. If you find that it's too much, if you find that at the second level of standard deviation it's acceptable, so it says 4 here, you can try 3.98. It should release these two, or, okay, it added one more, 3.99. So whatever it is, make sure you're below the number of the largest full width half maximum. Okay, so 3.96 was still accepted. Let's raise it up. I believe I was at 4, wasn't I? 4.003? 4.05. Excuse me, thank you. Okay, so these 3 were released from being rejected because they're on the edge. If you type the exact number of 4038, let me just make sure this, 4038, 4037, it should only pick that one and all the other ones above 4.0. Okay, so it took those 2. Again, probably because we have 038 and 038. These are identical. Next, we need to add an operator, at. This time, eccentricity, big E. Larger than. Let's go to eccentricity. We have 1, 2, 3 that are above 2 standards median, above the median the second level. So if we pick the lowest one, it's 068. Let's try. Anything above 065 should be rejected. In other words, 065 to 070. Let's have a look. Ready? Click. Perfect. Enter. One last one. Operator. Stars. Change your measurement to stars. Now we're going to want the opposite. Anything smaller than the least amount of stars. In our case, 229, 479, and maybe 549 or 547 from the highest ranking of 1200. Here you're going to have to make a decision of how much rejection you want of the star population, star density. So it's possible that 547 stars is acceptable. If the eccentricity is low, in this case 0.5, it's about medium, and full width maximums at 4.3, it's a bit high. So what do we enter? We're on stars. Let's have a look. What's the lowest one? We have 229. Let's see for one more. 547. 698. So let's try anything below 600 stars. We really don't want included. And hit execute. And so this one is gone. 229. 547. 479. You can experiment with this number. You can remove as many stars as you want within reason, within the negative part of the standard deviation, either below 600, and if you only have 300, then below 75 or below 50. Basically, this is the way you do it simply, quickly. No fuss, no looking, no gauging, no calculating like I did in part 1. So now, all these rejections are going to be applied, removed from this list, and you're going to put them into a new list, and I'm going to again make sure that I'm in the proper directory. This time is new approved because I had November 26th approved in the last video an hour ago. So make sure you select that. Make sure your keyword is SS weight, and apply global. Let's go have a look. November 26, you approved. Well, my bad. When you're outputting, make sure your output subframes. Otherwise, it won't do nothing at all. Let's go to our directory, new approved. We have 53 frames. In the last video, we did it manually. We had 50 frames. So we were a little bit stricter on the rules. And we took 3 extra bad ones. You approved. All right, so now what do we do? Well, we're just going to verify that those that have been outputted are actually what PixInsight shows here based on those variables of expression, which is right here. So what did we say? Full width, half maximum. Anything above 4, I don't want it based on my equipment. Eccentricity, anything over 0.65, it's too out of round for me. Whatever caused it, guiding, clouds, tracking. And in stars, well, I had 1200. Half of that is 600. But the numbers were fairly high overall. So anything below that, and there was only 4, perhaps 4, that were below average. So that's it. All right, let's minimize all this and let's go look at our new ones via Blink. Clear the list. Go to New, Approved. Select all the ones with an A in front, which stands for Approval. Give it a second. Zoom in. Let's see how many did not pass the test. Next. Pretty good so far. This is not good. Let's have a look. So this one failed eccentricity. It's 74_20. But now that we know that, this one can manually be removed out of the list. This list. So 7420 is right here. This one is not completely round. We'll leave it for now. Let's keep going. Oh, back up. These ones look like meteorites. 74023. That's no good. Couple more. Okay, so 2, but I believe there's one more. Let's have a look. I'll go a little faster here down the list. Right here. Oh, okay, it's still 23. Let me start over. $74.10. A little bit elongated. Not a lot. Acceptable. If you do this, you can't see it. Okay, so there are 2 files here manually that you could have removed physically. Go to the folder, just say copy, copy, or cut, cut, remove. Put them in a folder called bad if you want, or iffy. That's it. There's really nothing more to talk about unless you want me to say something about the graph here. Basically what it's saying here in the full width half maximum is that there's 2 counts, 2 frames that will be between 4.2 and 4.5, which is a good thing. And those 2 are probably right here, this one and this one. But the probability of 3.4 to 3.7, which is fairly high, or in this case good, is 16 frames out of these 63. If we move over a bit, we have a 47% possibility that probability that 16 frames are 3.1, 3.40, which is again very, very good. Over here, we have 12 frames and a 2.8 to 3.1, which is even better. It seems to put them in proper order. So basically, if you start down here and you run up this black ladder, by the time you hit the top here, you can be sure that these top last far right bar graphs, I'm not sure what you call these, are not going to be very good. We have 4.2s, we have 4.2s, we have 3.99. But if you start on the hard left, you have some really nice ones at 2.7. We have 12 of them at 2.8. You get the idea. That's it. There's nothing more to say. This is how it works. It's simple. You go in, plug in your numbers, leave, and go get your master reference frame ready, which I don't show here. But if we go by the rules, and from what I learnt, we can go back to weight. And of course, as I did that, the numbers all changed from 5.7 being the lowest weight. And by the way, I made a mistake on the other video. It is not signal to noise ratio. It is an assigned weight based on the calculations that we said here. Plus minus max within the median, 2 above, 2 below the median. Same with the flux. Same with eccentricity. And for me, in my other formula, I added stars. All right, so we have here 8.6. 8.68 weight on frame 7414. And that is index 33. Let's go have a look. See, this is on full width half maximum, so see if we can find 33 here. Index 27. 33 is directly on the median. I'm sure there's better ones. We can go down here. Index 6 shows 2.5. So index 6 is probably halfway down, way over here. And its weight is 8.1, not 8.6. So, you know, again, I don't select my best frame based on a weight. The weight takes into consideration both eccentricity and full width half maximum, including the flux. But index 6 shows 1,245 stars and 3.3 on the median. It has a 2.5. So I would want this index number 6 to be way down here at 8.6 weight, not 8.5 or whatever it is, 8.1. Okay, it starts at 5.7 though, but I would expect, and I would like these top 3 or top 5 frames to be the lowest eccentricity, the highest amount of stars. In this case, it's 877, 882, and anywhere in the 3.0 full weight, we have 3.6 and 3.2, 3.1. So it's up to you. Choose the ones that you feel comfortable with using those three numbers of eccentricity, full width, half maximum, and stars. And in the other video, I showed you how you can register them, align them all, stack them, and make a master super reference frame. That's it. I hope that was helpful. I hope that was quicker and faster. And again, I'm going to post these approval operators or expressions, including the weighting, which is really good if you want to use weights and you understand how weights work. So thank you very much. That was fairly simple, pretty straightforward. And if there's anything else that have been requested that I think I can do for how I feel lately, it's been 2 years since the operations, and I have a severe memory retention failure, so I'll do what I can. Take care. Thank you very much for watching.